it's about 5:30 p.m. obviously, and this Dakota pit's working like a dream. It's already much warmer in here now than it was, and I covered this whole thing with a tarp. I don't know if you guys seen that with the two pairs of glasses. I broke my other glasses, and I'm wearing these to make up for not having the bifocal. But yeah, it's pretty warm in here. It's very warm in here, actually. This is the warmest shelter I've ever had. And like I said, I put my big camo tarp over the whole thing, over the outside, and I put that small tarp over that. You probably can't see it, but to block the wind. So yeah, this thing's pretty well insulated. That's 5:57. Got my water to a boil. It's 31 degrees out. It's pretty cold. It's not too bad now that this fire is going strong, but when it fizzles down, it's pretty cold. I don't know if this wood's going to get me through the night or not, but we shall see. Getting ready to have some coffee here, and hopefully get some dinner. Got some sausages and some salmon too. I'm not sure if I'm going to eat the salmon or not. I didn't bring any grease or butter or anything, but you see that boiling. But I might fry some of the sausage and see if I can get, excuse me, if I can get grease that way. 621, 31 degrees. I got some hot sausages on. And I had some of that dollar store corned beef hash. That stuff's terrible. Don't ever buy that. Nasty. That's what's burning in that pan. I couldn't get it all out of there. I gotta eat something. I'm hungry. Stuff is very, very nasty. It's 7:34. It's 29 degrees. It's warmer than that in here because of the fire. But it's cold in here too. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 40. I don't have a blanket on me yet, and I'm comfortable. I mean, 29 degrees, I'm barehanded. My hands ain't freezing. My face ain't freezing. I'm actually barefoot. So, I'm comfortable. I'm not going to stay that way all night though. I'm going to put my shoes back on after. When I'm ready to go to bed, I mean, I just took them off to air out for a minute. Warm up my socks by the fire there. But I haven't really been cold at all. A little bit chilly right now, but it's just because I took my shoes off. So 7:51, and after a lot of adjusting, I found a pretty good setup with the tarp. I had it to where there was no air, no wind blowing in here at all, and it was so warm I could have sat in here in a pair of shorts, but I couldn't breathe because there was no air. It was just all smoke. But I adjusted that tarp over there so that the bottom's open now, and it's blowing the smoke side away from me, so it's not bad. And it's pretty warm in here right now. Got the boots back on though. It's too cold for bare feet, unfortunately. But all in all, it's pretty comfortable. I'm very comfortable right now. I got my pad down on the floor, and I got a piece of that silver tarp under that, and another piece of the silver tarp up top. Up there, I just got tree bark that I filled in, and I have the camo tarp over everything on the outside. So it's pretty well insulated. It worked out. It's perfect size. I can totally feel the difference with my feet inside this enclosed area. So yeah, and I'm definitely liking the shelter. I figured I'd show you guys, if I can focus, how I put this thing together. I'm laying on my back right now and I'm looking up at the roof. So I took this, with this tree right here, I took that branch with the hook on it first, and I tied it to the tree. And then I like interwove all the rest of these around it. And kind of like spider webbed them out down to this fallen tree, which I put this big log on top of to raise it up a little bit so I can sit in here. And then after I got all those sticks together, I put all these smaller sticks in there just to create like a rib cage, or you know what I mean, a smaller frame to support the tarp. Because after I put the tarp on there, then I threw leaves on top of that, and yeah, I wanted that to help so the leaves didn't just push the tarp down through. And then on the sides where the tarp wasn't at, I just threw leaves and leaves and leaves and smaller branches until I filled that all in. And then underneath of this log, I shoved. There's a lot of leaves under there too, so it's completely insulated, and yeah, it's pretty comfortable. What's up, y'all? It's 12:13. I just made some more coffee. Waiting for it to cool down a little bit. It's pretty cold. It's 29, I think, or something like that. I woke up, I was real cold. I actually cut a piece off of my bed mat, and stuck it inside of my jacket for more insulation. And that helped a lot. It's been about 20 minutes or so, I put water on right away just to warm myself back up. I'm good now, but yeah, it's pretty cold. I went through most of my wood over there. I still got a good bit over there though. So yeah, I'll be good. Worst case, I have to go look for some. I got plenty of light. So I'll be alright. It's 5:49. Just stoked the fire up again. Made it through the night. It was cold. It's cold right now. All in all, not too bad, but not as warm as I would have liked it to have been. So I think my next camp out's gonna include a sleeping bag, because the wool blanket just, sorry about that, the wool blanket just ain't getting it by itself. I mean, even with this other thing, it's just not enough. So next time I'm gonna bring a sleeping bag. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. I mean, this shelter stayed warm as long as the fire was stoked. But I would fall asleep. I would stoke the fire, I'd fall asleep, it would burn down, I'd wake back up, stoke it back up again. That was an endless process last night. And I think it would be a much more enjoyable experience if I have a sleeping bag when it's this cold. It's 6:40. Sun's starting to come up. Not yet, but it's another 20 minutes it'll be. So I made it through the night. Pretty comfortable shelter, really. This would be a great shelter in warmer conditions. But hell, it wouldn't even be bad with a sleeping bag, like I said earlier. It's just, this blanket just ain't enough. Not when it's down in the 20s. It's 27 degrees. I just took a snapshot of the weather station thing. Weather app. It's not a station. But yeah, it's 27 degrees. So, it's cold. But I didn't freeze to death. I'm not an ice cube. So I guess my shelter worked. This fire definitely worked. That reflector, that piece of metal right there I found. And that one I found the other couple weeks ago. But this one I just found a few days ago. Down here. Wasn't that far away actually. But it's heavy. Real heavy actually. I just kind of let its own weight and momentum sink it into the ground there where it's stuck. And that thing made a real good fire reflector. What's up, y'all? 7:22 a.m. Just finished cleaning up all my campsite. I stashed my tarps and my bedroll. Not my bedroll, but my sleeping pad. So I want to show you guys one last look at this shelter. Check that out. See that big piece of deadfall up there? I thought about camping under here. It looked like it'd been a good spot, except for that. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys one last look at the shelter before I roll out of here. My backpack and my blankets. I stashed everything else. Yeah, this is the back side of it. I still got a lot of firewood left too. I had more than I needed. I dumped over a gallon of water on that thing. So yeah, it was a pretty comfortable shelter all in all. I ended up getting rid of the raised bed because it was just too uncomfortable. So I just put that heavy duty silver tarp on top of a pile of leaves and put my sleeping pad on top of that, and I wasn't really cold. I was cold, but not because of that. I was cold because it was just cold out here. But yeah, it's a decent shelter. That's where I had you guys positioned yesterday when I was setting this thing up. All right, thanks a lot for joining me, and I'll see you guys again next time.